Welcome to Land Academy. I'm Jack Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We show you how to buy real estate for half of what it's worth.
And sell it on the internet really fast.
We are Jack and Jill,
and this is the Jack and Jill Show too.
With over 15,000 completed transactions, we're the experts at acquiring property.
Of all kinds, not just land.
For half price and flipping them for way more.
All right, let's get this show started.
Jack Butala with Jill DeWitt.
Hey, good day.
Welcome to our show today. In this episode, Jill and I talk about Quentin Tarantino's house. What the heck is this all about? Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Okay. Joshua asks, I was set to buy a 10-acre property for $1,500 in Nevada. When I called the owner to get the ball rolling, he said, wait, we have a problem. He said we would need 3 signatures. One from his dead brother, one from him, and then one from his brother's widow. Oh my gosh. There's no red flags there. He said the widow will not sign because of a family issue they had with what was to be done with the body of the brother / the husband. Right? This is I believe this whole story too. He said he said she never had anything to do with the land or anything, but she just isn't going to sign because she wants to be a pain in the butt. I figured everyone would say move on, but I thought I'd drop it in here anyway. Joshua, you are correct. Do you really want to take on this family feud and try to solve where the brother is going to be buried or whatever the situation is, just to buy a stinking piece of land? I gotta say it.
Jill. Well said.
I would have not even. This is one of those I say, I wish you all the best, sir, and have a nice life. Click, and then I move on.
All kidding aside, when you run into these issues, and we've all been there, you should put them in 2 piles. One pile is, this is beyond me. I need a title agent to really go through this and get it done. So there's one pile, and the other pile is, which is where this one goes. Yeah. It's unclosable.
Yeah.
This property is not.
Title agent can't solve a family feud.
That's right.
Or dig up a dead guy and make him sign.
A lot of times, I don't see it too much lately for some reason, but a lot of times, and it's my favorite, I guess, because I pay attention to it. You need the signature of somebody, but they just chucked life and they're in Mexico somewhere having a blast.
Right.
And so, we had a deal like that not that long ago, and it was a great deal. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you know what? Should I send a private investigator to find this guy? But I don't think even if they found him, he just doesn't care.
No.
He's having fun down there.
It's not worth it.
So.
Sorry, Joshua.
Yeah, I just went.
You are 100% correct. And this is going to take up too much of your time and probably never get solved.
And remove him from your list.
Yeah.
That's too bad, actually, because you hate to see a good acquisition go away like that.
Well, you know what? Here's the bottom line, too. The price is arbitrarily low. I shouldn't say it is. It could be arbitrarily not low because they just want to get something for it because they know they have a mess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. If you have a question or you want to be on the show, reach out to either one of us on landinvestors.com. Today's topic, Quentin Tarantino's house. This is the meat of the show.
This is one of those topics that Jack sits down sometimes and thinks about shows, and I do it sometimes. Jack does it sometimes. We do it together sometimes. And this is one of those topics that I wasn't here for. So when I read this topic today, I'm like, woo! Where would you like to take this one? But it is something that we talk about. So I'm glad that you shared this.
Jill and I threw a massive party recently at our house, and the city that we live in requires you to pull a permit, so we did. And part of the process of pulling a permit, if they grant getting a permit, is you have to notify your immediate neighbors. So we did. In Jill fashion, put a cute little flyer together. And so one of the neighbors comes over.
Went door to door.
Yeah, door to door.
Well, and you invite the neighbors. We all know that from our high school years.
Comes over whom we've never met because they live out of town and they only come to the house once in a while. Says, you know the story of this house that you guys live in. I said, oh no, here we go.
Yeah, who died here?
Yeah. St. Valentine's Massacre.
Oh no.
She said, it's Quentin Tarantino's house. 2 people before you. And so then she told me the whole story about Mira Sorvino lived with him at the time and which movie he was doing at the time. If you don't know who Quentin Tarantino is, shame on you.
Look it up.
So it got me thinking. I'm like, all right, wait a second. Is a house more valuable because Quentin Tarantino lived in it / owned it? Do celebrities increase the value of property? Then I started thinking about these Santa Barbara ranches and the people that own these things. Mm-hmm. They're name brand actors. Mm-hmm. And I think the answer is yes. And I wanted to bring it up. This was the whole point of this show. Is there some intrinsic value of the people who owned real estate before you, or before, when you're looking at it like, oh man, I can monetize this somehow?
Yeah. Someday someone might say, this was Jack and Jill's house.
Boy, that's sad. No. Let's just stick with the Tarantino thing. That's what they're going to say.
Oh, no, yeah.
Jack and who?
What?
The people in the nursery rhyme?
Yeah.
Whatever. Tarantino's house? Oh, okay.
All right. We know that is.
Then I got to thinking. Donald Trump brands himself. This is not a political thing.
True.
I don't care about.
Yeah.
I do not care about any politics with him. I'm just saying before the politics. And
there's a reason he calls it Trump Tower and all that.
And and I started thinking that's what it is. He's been branding himself. And so if you got two high rises that are the same property, one says Trump Tower on it and one says nothing. 123 Hollywood Boulevard.
Right.
Which one are you going to go look at first? Probably Trump. Well, maybe not anymore, but before the politics.
Yeah.
Before before he probably wrecked his real estate career by running for president. Yeah, I think that there's a value in branding stuff like that.
I know.
So then I got to thinking, what if like Leonardo DiCaprio or anybody that's got a branded name, anyone, started to buy real apartment buildings and clean them up and say this is like DiCaprio Arms. It's a DiCaprio building. I think that could work.
I agree. There's a reason why we all talk about this too. Like I told you the other day, I'm like, hey, I was reading a magazine and Eminem's house in Michigan's for sale. Isn't that interesting? I'm even saying something about it, Right. It does pique. You know what? It differentiates it, I guess. We're a little bit intrigued.
Yeah, it's like a lot of times we have a member who puts a regardless of the quality, when he buys land, he pays somebody, goes out on Craigslist and finds the cheapest trailer, mobile home that you can find. I mean, you can buy them for like $500. People will pay to come and get them. So it costs them like $1,000, $1,200 for the whole thing. And somebody goes in and moves, they slap it down. They don't connect it. They don't do anything about it. And he takes pictures of it and he sells property immediately. Mm-hmm. And it's just what Jill said. It totally differentiates the piece of dirt from everybody else because it's got a structure on it. Now it's not a land deal. Mm-hmm. It's a house deal.
Exactly.
So this whole Tarantino thing, I'm a huge fan. So I was blown away.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah, I called all my friends.
Well, Jack said, well, now we're not leaving for sure. I said, no, we're not.
Which is fine with Jill because for the record, and I probably shouldn't say this, pretty much every day Jill rolls around on the floor because she loves the house. Just all happy.
I love this house. It's very true.
It's happy to have happy women in your life. Trust me.
Exactly.
So I think, it'd be hard to disagree, that living in or marketing some celebrity's house, no matter how obscure they are, including us, there's probably some value. Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. You're right. Yep.
Makes me wonder who the heck else lives in this neighborhood,
Oh, I know.
I wonder.
Yeah, I have to think. Well, we know. I mean, we know. I can't say it now, but there's several people that are, just call South Bay.
Have you looked into this?
Oh, you know this. We all know all the celebrities and all the sports people up and down this beach.
Oh, the sports people, yeah.
Yeah, come on. And the TV movie producers and stuff up and down this beach.
Right, yeah.
Well, even the other day, remember we were having a conversation with our friend. Oh, this is good. We were having a conversation with some friends of ours, and she made her husband go to this party. Remember this
this is how
it's a guy party.
You're getting out of the house tonight.
Yeah,
you need to go to this thing with your friends.
It's a man thing. The guy just redid his backyard. He's throwing a party.
He's got
you're going.
Pool and stuff.
I know you don't know him, but you're gonna go.
Exactly. And he said, and so it ended up that Jerry Weinstein's party was pretty funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh my God. Can you please call me the next time that happens?
Yeah, exactly. What the heck?
It's like maybe the largest sports producer, telecast producer around right now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there's a sports bar at his house or something, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
If you have a question, that's the wrong line to read. Join us in another episode where Jack and Jill discuss how to use information, that's me,
And inspiration, that's me.
get just about anything you want.
We use it every day to buy property for half of what it's worth and sell it immediately.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. I think the trailer part of that was useful. Everything else was kind of silly.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Information and inspiration to buy undervalued property from celebrities.
We are Jack and Jill, and this was the Cash Flow from Land Show.
We're the experts at acquiring property
Of all kinds, not just land,
for half price just so we can flip it for way more.
and really fast. Thanks for listening.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.